On station 4, this one has some difficulties with the time part of it, so this is the hardest part. On the first one, we're given some information about Speedy the snail, and we want to know what his speed was. So we're going to have to go back to our old equation for speed, distance divided by time, and we plug in the things that we know. So if he's starting at the 10 and going to the 65, the distance is the difference between those two numbers, so that's 65 minus 55. Same thing for the time. If he's going from 2 o'clock to 2:10, if we subtract those two times from each other, we're going to get the time that it takes him, which ends up being 10 over 10. He goes 1 centimeter per minute. In the second one, we've got a marathon runner who is going to speed up, and we've got this crazy time to deal with, 2:15:32, and the question wants to know what's the clock going to say when they reach their top speed. So in other words, we have to find the change in time and add it to this clock time. So we're going to start with our acceleration and plug in the things that we know. So it says in the question it's 0.15 for acceleration, and we know the two velocities that they're using. So the final was 2.9, and they started at 2.3. We're trying to find the change in t, change in time. When we do that, multiply change in time to both sides to get this off the bottom, and we get this expression. Then we just divide by the 0.15 to figure out our change in time, which turns out to be 4. So this means that the time it took was 4 seconds. So we have to go back to this time that they said in the question and add 4 seconds to it to get our answer. For the last one, we have another acceleration equation, so we're going to start with our equation and plug in the things that we know. They tell us the acceleration is 0.89, and we're solving for change in velocity, but we do know the time. Multiply both sides by 5, and we get our velocity of 4.45 meters per second.